I'm John Kleiman. I've been hanging around these mats for a little while now, long enough to be dangerous to myself.
And to me.
Every morning like clockwork, I get a beat down because I don't watch the Happy Pill Project.
And you also don't hit the like button and you don't share it with any of your friends.
Subscribe? Why would I subscribe to anything like that?
Only because you don't have anybody who likes you enough to receive your text message.
Exactly. And you know, there's something about getting submitted all over the place by these guys who watch the Happy Pill Project. I don't know.
Yo, don't listen to a thing he said. John's a beast. Like, share, subscribe.
I've been on Saturday, what we're going to do. So if you came on Saturday, you got a head start, okay? So we had gone through this whole series of where this leg was shelled here, right? And just a quick recap so that we can add, right? We were doing this, and I told you, perfect. And most times that in the drill, when you do the drill, you shouldn't move your partner, okay? And all I told you to do was that you saw an opportunity and you were moving around, standing, and you saw this opportunity to put your arm underneath his hamstring. Obviously, my secondary hand's not going to also come in the middle because then we're going to have an issue with a triangle, potentially. So I told you that when you dropped in here, you were going to take this knee and drive it through as aggressively as possible. You were going to push off with your back hand as you took this massive back step as far up the line as possible. Now, if they didn't know anything, I told you, why don't you just square up, okay? But then I said, hey, he was a little bit good, right? And he realized that he needed to do something. He needed to take this hip line and drive it through this socket to recover. So as I come in here, as I'm turning to do his back step, he recovered already. So I said, hey, why don't we go all the way the other way, right? And catch him on that top quadrant because he's gonna drive my elbow line. So I did everything exactly the same, okay? I was here, I drove, I go in back step, eighth in his drive, and I'm big back step, and his eighth comes up to turtle. There I go in that top quadrant. So I accepted that he made the drive. So I go, you know what? You take the elbow. I'll meet you on the top corner over there. Okay? So then I said, hey, you know what ends up happening? Sometimes you're coming around this turn, you've done it a bunch of times, and he stabilizes with both hands. So I'm coming like this time I'm driving, and he stabilizes, and I'm going, oh boy. I can't get through. So then I told you, hey, instead of us worrying about getting deep penetration with this kneecap, I'm going to turn my knee position and come to this hip. So as I was driving in here and trying to drive this in, I go, oop, he stopped me. So I reposition my kneecap to the hip, and now I go vertical with the upper body because the line was here. So now once I clear this hand, I could use this easily to push him through. If I want to take this leg, I can. If I just want to re-square and start hitting you, you can do that also, any one of them, okay? But then I said, okay, he's stopping me everywhere over there, okay? And I'm going, boy, this leg is so heavy on my neckline, and I'm going, damn, Mike said to come around and lift his head up. And then once he lifts his head up, you're supposed to come here with this hand. But I'm over here, and this guy's yanking me down, like, damn, can't get through. So I said, use this hand, right? Because what's going to happen is if I aggressively explode up in any manner, he's going to come and attack this leg. That's what he's going to do, right? So I haven't cleared yet. I haven't cleared this kneecap so that I get here. So then I told you, okay, he's doing all of this. So I grab my hips, this arm as a wedge underneath, but I'm not going to explode up. I'm actually going to back my leg up onto the other side so that I can release the head. Only problem with this is he's going to go up on this shoulder right away, and I'm going to follow this up this way. As long as you understand you're going to catch this ankle, you're going to lace through, there's a lot of things that you're going to do once to follow. Only reason I pointed out is, hey, you just beat him on this turn. He's not going to let you stabilize side control. He's going to go up on this shoulder, and he's going to fight to go to turtle, invert, roll, Granby, whatever it may be. You don't know. But I got to be able to follow it later. So you just beat him on that turn. You better be able to catch him. Okay? I'll be quite angry at you, Zeke and Martin, if you do not do that at the Worlds. Okay, so I come on this back step, and then I just explain he's stopping everything here, right? So as he stopped everything, and I was like this, and go, ah, and they're going to get lazy with this leg. I don't know what they're going to do with this leg yet. Sometimes they'll keep it long, sometimes just lazy. That's the opportunity to go the other way. So I explained that you drop this kneecap in. Sorry, I know you're not warmed up. It's awful. This kneecap, and then I spin back this way. Right? So I just went left, right, all these things, right? Now, this guy is kind of good now, okay? This is what we're going to lead into so everybody understands the story. I come like this. I'm making this turn here. Now I go, okay, everything got bottled up over there. It's not working. So I'm going over this way, okay? But this guy's good, man. Every time I go left and right, I'm like this. I'm going like this. I'm trying to drive this, and now he brings this secondary hand that was here to this side. And I explained to you in one of the classes, he's bottled up both sides, and I can't get through. Okay? And what ends up happening, this is where we're going to pick up the story now. What ends up happening is I go, damn, okay, there's an opportunity for me to shoot my hips forward and release my body behind my shoulder lines and come right back in. That is a possibility, okay? But now we'll pick up the story, okay? So the storyline, moment I bring my hips in like that, there's an opportunity, I get it, to clear the head, right? But you're also crazy off balance. You're sitting on your toe lines like this, and now you're going left, boom, right, can't get through, boom, hips up, and I'm sitting like this in this weird spot, and he's pushing me backward. I'm going to fall back, okay? But that's okay, okay? Because you decided where we went with everything. Only thing I started with was this, okay? You decided it. Now I'm like this, and I went left, right, shove, boom, vertical, and now he pushes me back. Stay right there for me. I'm going to ask you to do something. When you fall back, okay, I only cared about keeping this thigh right here. The rest is going to be whatever you go after that, okay? So when he pushes me back, I'm only feeding off of your reflexes. When you fall back, I'm going to ask you to take this leg and throw it up as high as possible. There's a reason. I'll describe it right now. If I fall back like this with this leg, and I start putting this leg right here, he's going to grab onto my foot, and now he's going to spin out with this guy, and now we got all these issues going. Left, right, he's going to start cannonballing on me. So when I fall back, like this, and he pushed me back, my first reaction is to throw this guy as high up as possible, okay? If he knows nothing, let's just keep it simple at this point. I throw up as high up as possible. We'll deal with left and rights, because you're going to get here, now he's going to spin this way. I got to fix that too. I may land here, this is all I have, and now he realizes, and I'm trying to, it just turned a little bit, I don't want to hurt you. I'm trying to shove this thing here, and now obviously he's going to run, because if I get it under my armpit, stay right there for me. If he runs, right, let's say he starts turning, I'm controlling that far side hip, come back a second. So when he runs, and I was high, and I'm shifting this under my armpit, and he runs away, he's locked in because he can't get that leg out. We're going to deal when he clears me on the other side, and now he's turtling up, and now he's going to mule kick off of me, and I'm going to lose that leg again. Okay, so right now what I want you to do is just keep it super simple, okay? I'm going to ask you to shove it left and right. Pretty simple. You went here, you did all of them, I shot forward, he falls back, I go high. Okay, right now, stay right there for me. I do not want to lose this rotating leg. He knows where this thing just sat. I'm going to put my hips down. We're about to push this thing through. And now I'm going to reach over the top, and now I'm going to shelve it, and now we're going to start taking it apart. All the time, he is not going to stay here. He realizes if I start cranking the ankle this way, he's got to turn that way. He's got to take this leg out and clear me to the other side. And now, if you got to do it right. Yeah, he's going to leave me. Okay, come back a second. Right, so now I just went here, and I'm going to ask you not to worry so much about this leg. It'll come back into the fight later. Right now, when I fell, I'm like this, and my leg was high. Come back a second here. No slide up. I fell. The leg was here, and I'm holding on. And I told you, bring this guy as high as possible. Right? What's the worst case scenario? He tries to run, turn. I go long. I don't let that leg clear me on the other side. Now this back leg starts lacing underneath. Now I really own this arm. Now I can start bridging to that hamstring. Now I've gotten two hands on one. Now go and shove. And now every time, let me go back a second. Put this thing back up. Turn and run. I do not let that hip turn. By this time, even if he gave the turn, I've cocked and loaded that thing so tight where the ligament is ready to pop. So we'll break it on the turns. We'll go through the turns, and we'll in a couple of weeks, we'll go through the turns and the cycle spins so that you start getting understandings of the things that I want to control, right? So let's go back one time. So there's a whole story here, how this played out. Only thing I started was with this shelf. What happens after? I don't know. Whatever he decides, I'm just going to feed off of you. So on this one, when I was going left, trying to drive right, I told you, oh boy, it didn't work. I started to fall back. Look how high that leg is. I know where he's going to go. I don't want to let go of this leg. So my leg is sitting high. I'm going to start lacing it backwards. It's underneath. I'm paying attention to that back leg. So that running leg, if he tries to spin, I don't let it go. Now I'm not letting go of this leg, okay? I start sliding it under my armpit. I've never, ever do this, okay? One holds the position. One secures an additional position. So I'm over the top. I've laced. I've never let go of this limb, okay? Now I'm cocked and loaded. Now I'm ready to take it apart. Okay, guys, let's part up and try it. So the pattern in the beginning is a little bit weird, but as we go through, it'll make sense. Okay, so let's deal with some outcomes on the spins. You were like this, right? And I told you, you were here and you're going left and right, or you made this commitment to take this leg, and I fall and I throw over high, and I'm over here like this. So I just fell back. So he's got to clear me, and otherwise I'll load this leg up, and now your ligament's going to come apart. So I'm here like this. I fell back. I'm like this. And now I'm here. I just threw this over, and I'm starting to shell this thing. And now A's is trying to run for me. Just like that. Before I caught that leg on the bottom down there. So my first reaction, look where we are right now. I was over here. He cleared me down there. And now he's like this, running away, ready to mule kick me, like trying to get this kneecap out. So my first reaction, I'm going to stay on the mat. I'm not asking you to do this. I'm asking you, as he comes to mule kick, I'm going to turn. Kiddo, you have to start going. You got it? Yeah. I'm going to start turning to grab onto this ankle. Because what's going to happen, he's going to start sliding off of me, and that's fine. So now once I have the ankle, I'm going to start looking for the hip socket, but I'm going to keep this scissor. So let's just pay attention to the scissor for a second. Don't worry about my arms or anything else. When I'm coming up and they're pushing away, I'm going to stay heavy behind this leg. So I'm capturing the leg. I'm not going into a calf slicer. Be careful if you go into a calf slicer. I know it is a move, and it was brought up on Saturday. Mika Gaval, there's a true story. I'm sitting with him at ADCC, and Mika Gaval caught Ty Rutillo, Cade, in a position. And when he was on that calf slicer, I said to him, I tell you, put my hand on the, I said, damn, I bet he's wishing right now he could untangle that leg. And then what ended up happening, Ty went back in there and got that heel. So, and the truth is, the moment it happened, I said, nope, high-level player's not going to tap on that one. So he's coming up like this, and I just caught this leg, and he's running away from me. So as I'm coming up, let's just pay attention to this leg. I've never let go of this, and I've owned this. So as I'm coming up to grab this hip, I'm heavy behind this leg because as Ethan is coming up, I'm releasing the back. Don't stay up for me if you can. I'm releasing the back leg that was under that shelf. So I've stayed heavy here. I've stayed heavy here. The only thing, I was like this. I've caught that hip with this sock, with this arm. So as I'm coming up and he's running away, I'm releasing that bottom leg. And this is how we're looking, right? Most likely, in a perfect world, he'll just come up, take control, but I don't know what he's going to do. I'm like this. I just released, and now Ethan's trying to pull away. I go the other way to drop in the socket to look for that kneecap. So now I could just drive it and dump him and go left or right. Let's go back again. So in the beginning, I know it's difficult to learn, but you have to learn the patterns and how to chase them, because you're going to go into these leg locks, you're going to panic, you're going to go into heel, and they're going to spin on you and run. And you better be able to follow, okay? And I will show it to you in another portion of a reversal. That same move is disguised again. Maybe later in the week I'll show it. There's that same move is disguised in a different scenario from an X-guard setting, and how you could get a guy over very easily. I'm showing you from an attacking position, but you could do it from an X-guard position also. Let me have you from X for a second. I'm like this, right? And you're an X, right? And I'm popping this, he's like doing this. And I'm going, damn, this guy freaking has his arms all over the place and I can't get him down. Okay, so I drop this, kick him out and turn over. And now I'm gonna start hunting for this leg. And now Avery's trying to run away from me, I get it. So I latch onto that leg right there, and now I got both legs, and now he's running away from me. And I'm catching his hip, and I'm releasing the bottom leg, and I'm up. That's the same move, same exact move, okay? So let's go back to the leg lock scenario, okay? So bottom, remember what I said before, how he runs away from you. So when you fell back, we go slow. And we fell back like this, I hold the arm, I'm here, and I'm trying to lay, and he's turning and running. So I'm lacing and turning too. So I'm this way now, looking at this back leg. I've never let go of the scissor. In an ideal world, I'm gonna say that I couldn't get to this kneecap. He's further away, right? For whatever reason. So I reach and I grab this foot. My secondary hand comes up to the hip. I've never let go of this position. I wish I'm coming up, I'm releasing that back leg. As I come up, I reach for the back knee on the other side. There he goes down. Okay, guys, let's try it. Then on Wednesday, we could do the movement patterns again, and then we start getting familiar with them. Lottie, go right ahead. Super slow. We'll speed it up as it goes. He's falling back. He's going here. Simon's running. Lottie's reaching for that far side leg. Perfect. He's coming up. Come on, Simon, run away. Perfect. He's on that. Back again. Let's do it 2 more times. Right now, you guys are starting to see the play so that you see the story, how it plays. He went left, I went right, he turned, he cleared, he reached for ankle, he comes up on hip, changes the shoulder line. That's sloppy, but that's okay. That'll get really good. He just started repping that's probably about his 14th time doing it, ever. So now you're starting to see how the story really plays. Because go back again, and remember the one that I told you, backstep it again the other way? Do it again, go ahead. Right, you're like this, and he fell back, and you're like this, he's turning, I'm reaching, I'm clearing, perfect, I come up, and now he's trying, perfect, right from there. If for any reason he throws that leg over, go the other way on the spin, yeah, but you were late on the calf spin, the calf pin. You know what I'm saying? That shin has to pin that calf when you come through the pocket. It's the same throw that we did earlier, where we came through the middle the other way. Reach for the ankle, perfect, you're coming up, you're dropping him. Yes, sir. That was better. That was much better. Right? I'm not, you know what? He can keep clearing with the Granby rolls and the shoulder rolls. I'm fine with that as long as I know the locations of where to turn to on the rolls. Okay? Because we're not going to, once we're in dominant position, I shouldn't lose that guy. I should be, unless I'm going for submissions, that's when he gets out. But other than that, I should be able to follow my man. Okay, we'll get better at it, and I'm going to keep doing it in the drill classes. I recommend that you come to the drill classes because that's what the drill classes are about. It's not me teaching you how to do a guillotine. It's not that. Okay, so you get a real chance. I know it's a little bit early, but you get a real chance to get a lot better. You got 2 minutes if you want to grab water, caffeine, anything you want, amino acids. Let's rock and roll, guys. Yeah. Make sense? Very good. Yeah. It's only the 4th time, so don't feel, you know what I'm saying? Like on Wednesday, we'll do it again, and then we're going to build it. Where, hey, we're going to double stack sometimes. We're going to single stack. We're going to just non-stop. Okay? Tell me, Chris. If you forget, go on Happy Pill. Those videos were non-stop on how we get behind here, how we insert, how we recover, hip flips, everything. So you should be really kind of coordinated if you read long. If you haven't, if I see all messed up, I'll be yelling at you. You don't watch the Happy Pill. Okay, guys? So let's do it.